It's September, which means we're finally in the month that summer ends and every Target across the country will start getting very spooky in anticipation for October. Oh, and also new games have arrived on Game Pass, so let's go over them, shall we? Here's everything coming to and leaving Game Pass in September 2021. Leading the charge on September 2nd is Craftopia, an ID at Xbox game about surviving on a small island by hanging out, fighting bosses, crafting items, fishing, really, whatever you want. If what you want is the polar opposite of that, then on the same day, Final Fantasy XIII arrives on console and PC. If you'll remember, Final Fantasy XIII is quite different from many of the Final Fantasies that came before it. It's still one of the prettiest entries in the series to date. The combat is quick and flashy, and honestly, it has one of the best soundtracks in any of the games in the long-running series, in my opinion. That said, you also run down a lot of hallways, and if you ever hear anyone make a joke about a game opening up after 60 hours of gameplay, they're talking about Final Fantasy XIII. Give it a try and see for yourself if it's your cup of tea. And lastly, finishing out September 2nd is Signs of the Sojourner, an introspective narrative card game where you're not playing with a deck of cards, you are the deck of cards. And then there's Surgeon Simulator 2, which we all know is basically one long malpractice lawsuit waiting to happen. On September 7th, take on the role of Elle as you are armed with only your magical talking crown to guide you through the procedurally generated dungeons of the Nightmare Realm in Crown Trick. Breathage, a survival adventure where you're trapped in a vast field of space wreckage with an immortal chicken for company, drops on Game Pass on September 9th, alongside the post-apocalyptic roguelike top-down shooter Nuclear Throne. And then finally, embark on a multi-dimensional journey as Francis Vendetti in The Artful Escape, which releases on September 9th and hits Game Pass on day 1. Now, of course, like every month, while saying hello to a slew of games arriving on Game Pass, we must also say goodbye to others. I like to think of it like a storefront, and these games need to leave the service to make room on the shelf for the new ones, even though that's not how digital works, at all. Anyways, on September 13th, your online cowboy adventures will be coming to an end as Red Dead Online leaves the service. And then on September 15th, the real digital massacre begins as Company of Heroes 2, Disgaea 4, Forza Motorsport 7, Hot Shot Racing, The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics, and Thronebreaker The Witcher Tales all exit the service. And that is it for your September 2021 roundup of Xbox Game Pass. Now, just like last month, the moment I release this video, I expect games to be added to the service. That's apparently just the way it goes with Game Pass. You wake up one morning and boom, new games. So please, shout out in the comments below what games might have slipped past us, or if any got added by the time it took for me to export this video and publish it. I'm sure it's gonna happen. I hope you all enjoy everything that's coming to Game Pass in September, and we'll see you next month for some spooky Game Pass goodness right here on IGN.